I will hunt down and I will fight and kill the Randy Macho Man Dragon. Where is the ever elusive Macho Man Dragon? I want to see. Hey, what the hell? Where the hell's the Macho Man Dragon? This is bullshit.
Hello everybody, this is Nate aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a new game review. I am reviewing the just released Skyrim Elder Scrolls V Special Edition version for the PlayStation 4. It was just released on October 28th, pretty much today. It was developed by Bethesda Softworks, and it was released on Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. Now, the first thing I'm going to get into is some really odd facts about this particular version, and there was some stuff up in arms with Bethesda and Sony involving the mod support of this game. Originally, they said it wasn't going to have it, then they said it was going to, then back to not, and well, they actually ended up working out something to where they do have mod support with this game. There's some slight inconsistencies with that sort of thing though. First of all, Microsoft does actually allow on the Xbox version up to 5 gigabytes for any sort of mod support, and you can actually have outside mods. So the people from the PC community that would make the mods on the PC, those mods, I think there's a total of around roughly about 100 of them so far that actually work on the Xbox version. Now, here's the thing that's kind of bullshit about the PS4 version. While it's nice to actually have mods to begin with, because let's be honest, PS3, PS4, and Sony's never really been one to allow mods on their games. They only allow 1 gigabyte of internal memory dedicated towards the mods, and the mods all have to be created within game assets. So that means pretty much if you wanted to play and have your Randy Macho Man Savage Dragon or your Thomas the Tank Engine dragons, they're probably not ever going to make it into the PS4 version, which is a damn shame. Most of the mods are going to consist of your random, rather boring shit of like turning on your off your regenerating health, changing draw distances, making the difficulty harder, tweaking certain aspects. I mean, you can still do a lot with it. Like you can still create castles and stuff like that on PC. Actually, have them up on Bethesda Net. And go ahead and actually have them on PS4 as long as it's within the 1 gigabyte memory limitation and used with the in-game assets. Now here's another slight flaw with this. In a case like someone like me who is out of date and doesn't have a smartphone or a computer, you can't really even access the damn mods, because in order to do it you have to have you're pretty much a profile established on Bethesda.net, and you pretty much log in through the main menu, which is nice to actually have it on the main menu here, and then you can select your mods, download them, and they'll have a separate save file on your PS4, so if your game does screw up, it won't affect your normal game, and it also does turn off the trophy support, so you can't get trophies using mods and stuff like that, but that's not really the big issue, okay? Now, the other thing with this version when you bought it on PS4 is it's pretty much all the DLC is included, but I've noticed one little thing that I don't quite understand at the beginning of the game is when you first unbox it, you actually get a code in the box to go onto your PlayStation Network to enter the code to unlock all the DLC. That I don't know why it's like that, because it's actually even appears already on the damn disc. So I don't really understand that. Maybe I'm just confused with that, but that seemed pretty fucking odd to me why they would go ahead and do it in that way. Now, let's get into the meat and the potatoes of this version. Is this version really any better than the original release version? Well, I'll say this. The controls have been slightly modified because of the PS4's touchpad. Now, if you want to wait for a certain amount of time in this game like you normally could. In this one, you use the touchpad to do it. So you don't really have to bring up a menu to wait. You actually can bring up the menu with the touchpad, which is kind of nice. Naturally, your L2 button operates your left hand. The L1 button you use for sprint. The R2 button is for your right hand weapon. R1 button is how you shout or use your powers. Your jump is triangle. Your ready sheath, your weapon is square. X is activate, and circle is the character menu that brings up the, go to your item screen to change your gear, your weapons. You check your map that way and everything else. And of course, the analog sticks, are the same. And the plus pad is set up similar to the PS3s, to where you can lock in like your favorites. Now, all in all, this was a fantastic game when it was originally released back in the day. Now, is it really warranting of a full price re-release with slightly upgraded graphics? Well, here's the thing about the graphics. They did actually add a lot to this game graphics wise. They went and added new volumetric lighting. It's got God rays. They add all new water sliders, snow sliders, a lot of better graphical effects. But the one main thing I've noticed is, even though they did pretty much kind of rebuild the game from the ground up, and it is in a much cleaner, crisper look, most of the textures are the same textures that were on the PS3 version. So if you're expecting like a major graphical difference, it is greatly improved, but at the same time, it's still not up to the PC standards in the terms of just the overall just the wow factor of just the graphics alone. But the gameplay itself is pretty much the same as the PS3 version. Like I said, they did include all 3 of the DLCs, so that's nice. But overall, I've noticed some major issues with this game that I just got to make a point and say, well, I love this game. I loved it to death on PS3. Other than the it's pretty much like putting lipstick on a pig. While the pig is delicious and juicy, the pig's not that attractive. So you put some lipstick on it and send it out the door so the pig's a little cuter looking. Well, underneath that makeup, guess what? It's the same damn pig. And the same thing goes for this game. Other than fundamentally looking better and having slightly less load times, the game is from the ground up identical. Other than the slight mod support you can actually have if you access it through a PC, it is identical to the PS3 version, only it looks a lot better and loads a little faster. In fact, I've witnessed on my playthrough of this game, I've gotten like roughly about 45 hours through this already, and I have experienced the same problems, the same glitches that the PS3 version suffers. Now keep in mind, it's not like the first day launch of the PS3 version. I mean, the first day launch of the PS3 version, before they had all the patches, it was pretty much fucking unplayable. I mean, this is totally playable, no doubt, but it still has the same glitches in it that the PS3 version has. Now, do I think for it actually having the same glitches, but just a new coat of paint slapped over top and the DLC added, which I mean, you can pick up the game a lot cheaper with the DLCs on the PS3 version than this. So does it warrant a full price of $60? No, I don't believe it does. I mean, unless you're somebody who has not played Skyrim before, which is like, honestly, like 1 in a million. Everybody's played this damn game for a ton amount of time. I must have spent over 300-400 hours on the PS3 version, and it wasn't until I got to some bugs later on in the game that destroyed my save file that led to me not playing it anymore, because I was actually really going out of my way to actually try to, believe it or not, get 100% on my platinum trophy. And I tossed it aside because, like I said, I had a game-breaking bug pretty far along into the game, which really pissed me off. But with the price at being $60, even with all the DLC, I hate to say it, I don't really think this is worth it, because the reason why I say that is the PC players, they got this for free. If you originally owned Skyrim on the PC, you got a free update to where it updated it to this version for free. That's right, free. Now, I think they should have done something similar like that as well. If there was some sort of way of checking to see if you had a save profile of the original version on PS3, I think they should have had it to where you could have gotten a discount on this game. So that's one major flaw I have with this game. But let's get down to it from start to finish. Is this game fun? Oh, shit, yeah. It is still a badass game from start to finish. You gotta give credit where credit's due. The Elder Scrolls series has always improved upon itself in each, sequel that they've come out with. And this one, hands down, is by far a grand scale epic adventure. And with the 3 DLCs added, that even adds more bang to the buck. And even so mod support on the PS4 version adds even more to the plate. But all in all, even though it does have a shiny new coat of paint, it looks a hell of a lot better and it loads faster. I do not think it warrants a full price for this game. So my final score of Skyrim Elder Scrolls Special Edition on PlayStation 4 is an average 7 out of 10. Now the reason why I only give it a 7 out of 10 is because, like I said, if they could have done a little bit more, I know basically when they rebuilt this game from the ground up, the character models didn't get much added to them and stuff like that. The resolutions are increased. They did make it look a hell of a lot better than the PS3 version from start to finish. However, with the shoddy mod support, the really piss poor way they implemented it, and just overall the fact of how this game is, with highs and lows, but the fact that they didn't fix the glitches. If they would add a lower price on this and they would have fixed the glitches, I would have given this game, hands down, probably a 9 out of 10. This is Nate, aka Devil Dog, saying thank you everybody who subscribes to my channel. I want to thank everybody who leaves comments below. And please, if you feel like it, please hit that like button. Believe it or not, it really does help me out. Now, this is Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I always got to say this, the devil is in the details. Have fun, play hard, and peace out.